Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Still seeing mostly sunny conditions around the area this morning with temperatures rising up into the upper 70s and seeing a slight breeze out of the southerly direction start to pick up as expected. As we continue through the day today, should see a fairly nice weather day ahead with some slightly breezy conditions continuing into the afternoon. A bit breezier later on this evening as we'll have a boundary approaching the area, but currently do expect that boundary to dry out as it approaches with just a minimal chance of a shower or storm making its way into our region during the overnight time frame. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We can see that boundary off to the west that is approaching, and that is the boundary that was mentioned that will be pushing through and weakening and eventually decaying over the region as we move through the next 24 hours. A more potent boundary with this Clipper system in southern Canada will be approaching later into the weekend. That's going to bring a better chance of some showers and storms pushing through as we get through that Saturday overnight time frame. Upper level winds this morning, seeing south-southwesterly winds near the surface becoming southwesterly to west-southwesterly as we go up through the column. Seeing our peak wind this morning around 40 knots at 25,000 feet, and the freezing level was at 12,000 feet. If we look at our current visible satellite, we can see those mostly sunny skies across the region this morning. We do have some high clouds that are starting to stream through the local area, and then a bulk of the cloud cover off to the west approaching the region with that boundary off to the west there. We'll take a look at the high resolution model, see what we can expect for the next 24 hours. As mentioned, dry weather as we move through the day today, some slightly breezy conditions moving through. Starting off here Thursday morning. Again, dry weather as we move through. We'll see those showers off to the west-northwest with that boundary start to approach, and we'll see those weaken and eventually drying out as we move through that overnight time frame with just a very slight chance, as mentioned, of a shower or storm pushing through with that boundary, mainly just seeing some slightly breezy conditions ahead and behind that boundary, as well as some increased cloud cover briefly as we move through that overnight time frame. And then things will dry out and start to clear out as we move into the day on Friday. Zooming out here, looking at the European model in the longer range forecast, starting off Friday morning, we'll see dry conditions as we move through Friday. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions once again during the afternoon time frame with those winds weakening a bit as we move through the overnight time frame, but overall continuation of some slightly above average temperatures, and that will continue as we move into Saturday ahead of that next boundary that will be approaching the area Saturday evening. It does look like we'll see most, if not all, of the precip chances holding off until we get into the sunset and thereafter time frame. As you can see, the European model is actually more of a drier solution than some of the other models, keeping a lot of the shower activity drying out, but still having a few showers or storms pushing through the area during that overnight into early morning Sunday time frame. And then we should see things cloudy and mainly dry on Sunday. You can't rule out a few light sprinkles maybe around the area with some lower clouds around the area. But overall, as we get on the back side of that boundary, we'll see cooler temperatures building back in once again with temperatures moving back below average, and we'll see some upper level troughing to start the week next week, and high pressure generally building in over the area. Will look like the possibility of that boundary pushing back westward and with bringing some rain chances, not looking very likely at this time. Looks like we're going to see some very nice weather as we move through the first half of the week with high pressure and control, and likely see some onshore flows and move through the first couple days of the week, keeping things on the cooler side. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we'll see green conditions as we move through our working hours today. We'll see our high around 81 degrees. Those winds will be out of the south to south-southwest at times, 10 to 15 knots, peaking gust around 22 knots, so just below our wind advisory criteria. As we go into the evening time frame, do expect a slight chance of a wind advisory, so we do increase to a yellow risk for those winds at or above 25 knots, as we do expect those peak gusts a knot or two higher, possibly seeing that 25 knot threshold exceeded briefly in the evening time frame. We'll see those clouds on the increase as well as those winds shifting more southwesterly. So it's going to keep things a little milder as we go through the overnight time frame, with our low expected around 68 degrees for Friday morning. Generally, mostly sunny skies with just some high clouds around today. But as that boundary pushes through, we will see that likely ceiling at times around 5,000 feet with a chance of a shower in the vicinity. But again, looks to be a fairly minimal chance of any impacts here locally at Wallops. Tides are running half a foot above normal. Looking at the extended forecast here, another nice day for Friday. Partly cloudy overall. We will see slightly breezy conditions. Another slight chance of seeing a wind advisory late in the day on Friday, but generally seeing warmer conditions with a high around 85 degrees. We stay in the mid-80s as we move into Saturday, with some slightly breezy conditions once again ahead of the more potent front on Saturday. Looks to be about 40% chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms late Saturday, into early Sunday. And then behind that, as mentioned, we'll see cooler temperatures back down into the mid-70s for our highs through the middle of next week. And we'll see those low temperatures back down in the upper 50s to around 60s, with mainly nice conditions with quiet, partly cloudy skies around the area. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 at 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.